Hello and welcome to the fourth tutorial on Python. So in this tutorial we are going to cover case sensitivity in Python. That will be a brief thing, and or we can take it to next, I guess, because we have more interesting thing to cover. We'll only cover binary number systems. So I hope that you went through the last tutorial as well as the assignment that we wanted to correct a program, and if you haven't, so just do that. And if you remember, in the last tutorial I also planned to explain you boolean operations, but because boolean operations, not doing those operations, do require knowledge of binary number system a bit. I mean, you can skip this as well if you already know it, but if you want to know more, then you can stick with this tutorial. Or and also this is going to be very interesting. I mean, you are going to know much more than binary number system. So I'll recommend you to stick to this tutorial. Okay, so let's get started. So we are covering binary number systems. So what is binary number system? B binary means two. But before diving deep into binary number system, let's look at what we use in our everyday life, that is decimal number system. So decimal number system, decimal comes from des, which means 10. For example, December is 10th month. Are you sure? I mean, you must be saying, what are you talking, Bhupin? So let me prove it to you how December is 10th month. So let's see, and here we go up to 12, and here January, then Feb, March, up to December. So I hope my screen is nicely visible to you guys. Yep. So January is first month, February is second month, but how come December is 10th month? It's 12th month, right? So before, I mean, this, I just found that this is an interesting thing to tell, so that's why I'm continuing this in this video. So let's prove how December is 12th 10th month. So des in, I mean, I don't know whether it's Greek or Latin, but des means 10, nov means 9, oct means 8, sept means 7, right? And the others are months are named after the gods. So originally December was 10th month. So this is now what's happening, and this is original December was 10th month. So if December was 10th month, so March must have been the first. Yep, let me show you this thing. I know that I'm testing your patience. So if this was original, so how can I call it original? December is 10th, because I mean, you can see with this that sept means 7, oct means 8, now means, so it must have been 10th month. But another proof to it is, um every month has approximately 30 days. But why February has 28 days? Why? Because whatever was left after filling for these months, the rest of the days went into February, so that's why February has 28 days. So this is just an evidence that why it was original. Also, if you look at many calendars, the year starts from March. In India as well, the year starts from March. If you look at lunar calendar, we have two calendars. I mean, we have multiple calendars, I mean, but broadly there are two calendars, lunar and solar. So lunar for moon, solar for sun. So if you look at lunar calendars, they start from March. So this is was just I went ahead with saying that why, explaining you this, des means 10. Decimal number system means 10 as the base in this number system. So why 10? I mean, why we have only 10 digits at first place? Let's call this tutorial why tutorial. I mean, why we have 12 months. at first place. Why we have 12 months? Because the moon circles around the earth 12 times a year. What is a year? A year is happens when earth circles the sun. So while earth completes the full circle of the sun, moon completes 12 rounds of the earth. So that's why we have 12 month comes from moon. And so that's why we have 12 months. Why we have actually 30 days in a month? Because moon takes 30 days to circle the earth approximately. So, and that's on why part. I mean, why 12, why 30, etc. Now let's ask this question: why we have 10 in our number system? That means why exactly we have only 10 digits: 0, 1, 2, and then up to 9? Why we have only these many digits? Afterwards we say we expand to 2 digits. Why do we have it like that? So I would like you to guess for I mean, take few minutes to guess, but you can pause the video. So if you have guessed, or if you don't want to guess, so let me tell you this thing: why we have 10 digits only. Because we have 10 fingers. So what happens is that earlier people used to count the numbers on their fingers. So for example, if I want to count apples, two apples, so I'll count one, two. If I want to count 10 apples, so I only have one, two, three, four, five. I only have 10 fingers, so there are only 10 fingers I can count on. So what if I have, say, 15 apples, I mean, or 12 apples that is greater than 10? How will I count it? So people devise this number system that whenever anything exceeds 10, we switch to another digit. And then sometime in history, zero was invented. I'm not going much into why it's, how it's zero, or why it's not zero, like that. So you can take that up if you are interested in it, but that's how it worked. So earlier, if I have, say, number of apples, if I have, so this is the number of apples that I have, and I want to count the number of apples. How will I count? I do have 10 fingers with me. 10 fingers. So how did I count it? I counted first apple on my first finger, second apple on my second finger, third apple on my third finger, so on. So when I reached 9 fingers, so what I did, I when after the invention of zero, I counted 10 apples as in two digits. I wrote it in two digits because want to go beyond 10, and I don't have fingers beyond 10. I'll do it like this: 1 1 11, 1 2 12 13. This may not make sense to you for now, but uh, let's see if it does or not. If we have 5 fingers, 5 fingers, and everything we are talking is after the invention of zero. So if we have 5 fingers, we'll count one apple as one, we'll write it as one, two apples as two, three apples as three, four apples as four. But once we are done with our 4 fingers, what we would have done is we have wrote it as 10. So this is 5 actually. If we have 5 fingers, how we'll write 6? We'll write as 1 1. 1 2 is not 12 but 7. 1 3 is 8. 1 4 is 9, and 1 sorry 2 0 is 10. So I hope you got it. 2 0 means two times your hands. 1 0 means entire hand. 3 0 means three times your hand, that is 15. So that's how number system is. So I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, then I mean, you should see some other tutorial on binary numbers, but do make sure to get some sense. If I have only two fingers. Suppose I wish that all my fingers remain intact, but suppose I had only two fingers. How will I count? I'll count one as one. Now two as 1 0. Now I have my fingers exhausted. Now I'll count three as 1 1. How will I count? Now again my fingers exhausted. I'll count four as 1 0 0. Now I need to add one to this, so I'll say 1 0 1. Now 1 1 0. I hope this makes sense. 1 1 1. Now all my, I mean, digits, all my places were filled with the max highest digit in it. Now I'll say 1 0 0. So this is the binary number system. This is very raw sense of binary number system, but I would like you to spend some time and think. As an exercise, I would like you to think about how do you write 16 in binary, how do you write 32 in binary, how do you write 27 in binary. So what will be the answer to this? uh, I'll I would like you to take a pause and write the answer. And meanwhile, so if you have written the answers, I'm going to write it. So right answer will be 1 0 0 0 0. Yep. This is how you will write 16 in binary. You'll write 32 in binary as this. I hope I'm correct. Let me see. Yep. 27 in binary will be written as 1 0 0 0 0 is 16, and then you have to write 8 as well. 3 is, yes, this is 27. I hope I'm not wrong. 16 plus 8 is 24, plus 3 is 27. Yeah. So this is how you write these numbers in binary. I hope you got these things right. I don't want you to show it like how they teach it in computer science, like 2 to the power 1, the second place stands for the third place stands for 2 to the power 2, and so on. I don't want you to teach it that way. I just wanted you to get an intuitive sense of how do we write numbers in binary format. So this is binary number system. Now why binary? We again keep asking these questions, that why do we want binary? Because digital electronics, so everything is electronics. I mean, computers understand electronics. So electronics, we have high voltage and low voltage. High means 5 volts, not that high, of course. Low voltage means maybe 3 volts or 0 volts. So high and low, so we can keep information in terms of, I mean, if I have capacitors, if you know what capacitors are, so they store charge. So if I keep them charged up to 5 volt, so they store information as 1. If I keep them charged only to 0 or maybe 2 or 3 volts, they I can understand, read them as 0. So I can store information in computers if I use binary number system. I can use this number system to express, I mean, anything. So any information in computers are stored in binary format. So that's why we have binary number system. I just wanted to show you guys that how, and give you an intuitive sense of what binary number is. If you want to extend on it, you can go ahead and study binary number system separately, but for the purpose of these tutorials, this is complete. So that's it. So let's come to our, yeah, so we covered it. So why we had decimal number system, and I mean why we have 10, because we have 10 fingers. But why we have binary number system? Because computer understands only, I mean, capacitor understands only two levels of charge, I mean high voltage charge or low voltage charge. We can charge it to different voltages, of course. We can charge a capacitor to 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 10 volts, whatever. But but reading that information, reading the information from a capacitor, it is easier if we just consider high voltage and low voltage. I mean, I can easily read that whether a capacitor is 9, I mean high volt or low volt. So for suppose a capacitor is charged to 5 volts, and so now say it dropped, I mean naturally, to 4.5 volt or 4 volts, I'll still count it as high. So keeping binary number system prevents the loss of information by, I mean by such losses like capacitor discharging to from 5 volts to 4.5 or 4 volts. So binary number system comes from there. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.